supply, again, coming from China, as Brandon Daniels does join us from Exiger to talk about some of this. You know, I don't know where Greenland fits in or if it does fit in, but what about all of this? Maybe we focus too much on oil in the early coverage of Venezuela, that there's more to it than that. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, Connell, thanks for having me on. It's good to see you. I think that you cannot look at Venezuela solely through the lens of oil. I mean, obviously, the United States has sanctioned significant volumes of their oil assets, but those assets were really going to China and Canada and other, Southeast Asian countries, and were potentially lowering the price of crude. It was giving these other countries the ability to utilize their refineries and to absorb that crude
Right.
and bring down the cost, maybe even artificially, right? Because there was a smaller market for Venezuelan crude. And so what this does is this levels a playing field, and that has impacts in the area of crude. That has impacts not just in oil, but it is impacts in plastics. That is impacts in other areas of plastics refinement. It has other areas in complex and specialized materials. Like, this is a reverberating impact. And as you mentioned, as you were talking, there are also critical minerals that this is a completely net new opportunity to mine and refine and start to utilize across not just the U.S. but really the West to offset some of that both mining and refining capacity.
Is that part of the Greenland story too? I mean, we've been debating military or not military, NATO member. Is that part of the natural resources part of that story as well?
It is 100%. It's exclusively a part of that story. I mean, there are really two things here, Connell.
But we could maybe get it another way, right? Than owning Greenland or taking it over. That's, we had a guest on suggesting earlier. You could negotiate some of these rights deals.
Yeah, I think that's where you end up. I think at the end of the day, there are two key things, whether it's Venezuela or Greenland, right?
Yeah.
One, there's the minerals and critical, economic sectors and the opportunity that those can pose. But then there's also sort of a strategic geography question, Connell, right? So Venezuela represents one of the biggest risks, or did represent one of the biggest risks to the United States when it came to a South American hub for adversarial military activity, whether that is physical or digital. There were connections between Venezuela and Iran, creating drones that could start to, encroach upon U.S. airspace. There were potential talks with China and Russia on military cooperation in Venezuela. And if you think about it, we want to protect the South because there are not a lot of missile types that can come from China and reach the U.S. or come from Russia and reach a central U.S. position. But Venezuela, it could. Greenland, similarly, it has both a strategic economic purpose and a military buffer purpose.
All right, Brandon, it's always good to have you on these issues, understanding how everything connects. We appreciate it. Now,